The Levi Love Fest continues.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We're into the month of August, everybody. Welcome in. Locked On Lions, Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Matt Derry with you on a Thursday, August 1st and a Friday, August 2nd. Thanks for making us your first listen and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. And thank you for subscribing and watching us for free on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. Thank you as well to our everydayers who are out there watching and listening daily, chiming in with me on Twitter at Derry Speaks or at Locked On Lions, Matt Derry Facebook fan page. Appreciate all of you. We're going to hear from one of our everydayers today in our call of the day on our SpeakPipe voicemail system at speakpipe.com/Derry podcast page. Leave your voicemails. Maybe we'll play one on the show. We're going to have our call of the day coming up at the end of the show right here today on the Thursday edition of Locked On Lions. A lot to get into. Day 8 of training camp. We got a little TV news for the preseason broadcast as the Lions 3 preseason games will all be broadcasted locally on Fox 2. We'll talk about that. A lot to get into today. Justin Rogers took his shirt off and was in a cold tub next to Dan Skipper. There's a lot happening down in Allen Park. It was like Adopt a Dog Day as well down at the 222 Rodwood Drive at the Meyer Training facility. So we'll get into all of that coming up today right here on Locked On Lions. The program today on this Thursday brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. If you're looking for tickets, go to Gametime. Terms apply. If you missed yesterday's show, go back and watch it or listen to it. We had Ian Eagle with us from CBS, NFL play-by-play man, of course, on CBS. On the radio side in Westwood One, he's the voice of the Final Four now, along with Bill Raftery and Grant Hill. Ian also does NBA games, and he's just the best. And it was a fun interview. I know a couple of you. I read the YouTube comments, guys. I see them. All right. A couple of you hated it, thought it was the worst interview ever. I'm not editing comments. Unless you're dropping F-bombs and stuff, I don't know what YouTube does, but I don't delete comments on there. I think freedom of speech is important, even if you're taking shots at me. If it's not personal and it's not vicious and there's no swearing, I'm not deleting anything. So some of you were saying, oh, Derry deletes the comments. No, I don't, actually. If you guys know me and you've been watching or listening to this show since 2016, I have pretty thick skin, I think. I know not everybody likes the show. I know everybody doesn't agree with me. I know what I'm going to start the show with today is going to tick off some Lions fans. But I say what I want to say daily. I think I'm fair. We bring on great guests. We have good content. And this football team is going to have a special season. And I can't wait to bring this stuff to you each and every day here on Locked On Lions. Once we get to the season, we are 1 week away from preseason football for the Lions. Yes, Lions at the Giants next Thursday night. I think it's at 7:00. So a week away. So we'll have a post game show following Lions and Giants next Thursday. All right. I saw a quote today, and I know what's going to happen. And I know some of you are not going to like this, but just bear with me. I saw a quote today that literally I had to do a double take. Like I had to say, wait, what? No, he didn't just say that. Kevin Zeitler met with the media today, the newest Lions offensive lineman, going to be playing right guard, fresh off a Pro Bowl season with the Ravens. Just a good, solid veteran piece that's an upgrade from Jonah Jackson. It is. Jonah's a good football player. By the way, prayers up for Jonah. His arm's in a sling right now. Hopefully that's nothing major, but he's hurt with the Rams. Kevin Zeitler is here and is going to be a nice fixture and a great veteran. I know he's already one of the best, if not the best, offensive lines in the NFL. Kevin Zeitler today was asked about the Detroit defensive line and going up against the Lions defensive line each day in practice. Zeitler said today to Colton Pouncey of The Athletic, quote, I think we're going to have 2 $20+ million D tackles soon. When asked to follow up on who he was talking about, Zeitler said Aleem McNeil and Levi Onwuzurike. I'm sorry. Woo. TCS is my new nickname for Levi Onwuzurike. You want to know what that stands for? He's training camp Sapp. This guy's Warren Sapp in the during training camp. Oh my God. Every day. It's somebody new. Dan Campbell yesterday said he's been dominant, a force to be reckoned with, the best out here. Today, Kevin Zeitler, he's getting paid $20 million a year next year. Woo! This guy has played 3 years for the Lions, two. He got hurt his second year. He has had 40 tackles and 2 sacks his entire career. And we're going to be paying this man $20 million a year. I'm rooting for him. I'm all for it. This is good. This is a good thing that the Lions think they've unmasked Levi Onwuzurike, and he's going to be Superman. Please. I hope that happens. That way they don't have to rush DJ Reader back. But a $20 million a year player? Kevin Zeitler speaking highly of his teammate. And again, today, was reading all the stuff, was talking to people. Onwuzurike had another good day today. He is training camp Warren Sapp. It's TCS, training camp Sapp. Remember a few years ago, I coined the phrase Mr. August for Tim Boyle. This is training camp Sapp stuff. This guy's like freaking Warren Sapp in July and August. I just hope it translates to the games. I hope on September 8th, he's in the backfield chewing on some Matthew Stafford for a snack. I think that would be great. Watched him for 3 years. Where is this coming from? Hey, maybe he's a late bloomer. Maybe all those back injuries and everything that he had going back to his days at Washington, maybe now he's figured it out. And look, he's in a contract year. So maybe he's so healthy and so ready that this is going to be a great unearthing for this team. And look, Broderick Martin's been shaky. Kyle Pecco's not bad, but he's a journeyman. John Kaminsky's hurt. Matthew Betts is more of an outside guy. We know DJ Reader has been out. He has not practiced yet. Aleem McNeil is a stud. Also in a contract year. So a guy like Levi has to step up. But it seems like daily we are hearing reports of TCS, training camp Sapp. Hey, I hope it happens. I hope he's that good. This has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kevin Zeitler said there are going to be 2 $20 million a year tackles on the team. It's like, wow, okay. That's the case. That's a good problem to have if you're Brown Holmes. Very good problem to have. So yes, that was a quote that certainly took me a little bit for a loop today, but hey, he's playing, he's doing a great job, and you can never have enough defensive linemen. You can never have enough. And we know this with John Kaminsky's injury, it's next man up. And the Lions are, a team right now that is in need, certainly, of defensive linemen. Today, they brought back, where is it? I was surprised when I saw this name. This was like I believe this was a 7th round pick under the legendary Bob Quinn. Pat O'Connor from Eastern Michigan. It's back, signed with the Lions today. Some people were speculating about some UFL players, Shaq Lawson and some others, but no, Pat O'Connor, ex of Eastern Michigan and ex of the Lions, was a 7th round pick years ago, is back with the team in place of John Kaminsky. All right, coming up next, an old friend is back and is going to be working the TV games in the preseason. We will get to that coming up next, right here on Locked On Lions. Locked On Lions today brought to you by the Gametime app. Gametime is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Gametime app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Want to go last minute to see Bobby Witt Jr.? Guy's on fire. He's fantastic for the Royals. Royals, Tigers, all weekend. Want tickets to go see the Jim Leland number 10 jersey retirement ceremony. You could do all of that on Gametime and get your Tiger tickets there. Do it up. Tigers, they have 2 starting pitchers. That's pretty amazing. Everybody else is coming in from the bullpen. But you got that view from your seat, lowest price guarantee. They got zone deals. Save even more when you choose a section and let Gametime choose the seats. It's pretty cool. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDON NFL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Welcome back to a Thursday edition of a Locked On Lions, everybody, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Love that you guys are a part of what we do daily right here on Locked On Lions, and we appreciate that. I got to tell you quickly, where is this thing here? No, I will not do that. All right, let me get into something interesting I saw today. The Lions TV broadcasts on Fox 2 are set. Jason Ross, who will join the show on Monday, will be a guest here on Locked On Lions. He did the games last year, I think, with Devin Gardner. But this year, it's going to be Jason Ross, Danny Rogers on the sidelines. We love Danny. And new color analyst, Golden Tate. Yes. GT15 back with the Lions. Golden Tate is going to be the color commentator and the analyst on Lions television for the preseason. I love this. If you guys remember and recall, going back to, I believe it was 2015, Golden Tate was a regular. We had to deal with him where he came on weekly on my old 105.1 radio show. And then there was the infamous interview when the Lions were off to like a 1-5 start. They're getting ready to go to Seattle to play the Seahawks on Monday Night Football. And Golden came on the show on a Monday and said, the other teams know our plays and they're calling our plays out before the snap. And it went viral. It went nuts. Mike Tirico and John Gruden mentioned this on Monday Night Football. It was amazing. And so Golden and I always got along, and I thought we're very good. We're going to try to get him back on the pod maybe next week or the week after, because he's going to be in Allen Park a ton and in town a lot. He did so many great things for the community here. He and his wife, they were very, very active. They really adopted Detroit as their home in the years that Golden was here. And now he's going to be back with the organization, calling the games with Jason Ross. And I think he's going to be great. I think this TV that they've had, it seems like they change the TV announcers every year for preseason games. I mean, Matt Shepard did them for years. Fred McLeod was calling games. Brandon Gaudin was calling the games. Gus Johnson, I think, was doing Lions preseason for a second. This team right here, Jason Ross, they haven't even worked together yet, so we'll see. But next Thursday, I'm going to be watching Jason Ross, Golden Tate, Danny Rogers. I think it's going to be great. So I'm extremely excited about this. And I think Golden's not going to pull any punches, man. He tells it like it is. So pretty cool that the Lions will get Golden Tate on their TV broadcast. So I absolutely love that. And I think it's going to be good for the fans too. Because look, whether we want to admit it or not, all right, the excitement level is so high that I think next Thursday night, and because the Tigers suck and everything else, we're going to be watching. I know I put it on my calendar, told my wife, next Thursday night, we're watching preseason football. Yes, it's going to be third and fourth stringers. Yes, the Lions are going to play any of their starting O-line or Jared Goff or, we're going to be watching Antoine Green, maybe Peoples-Jones, maybe Rodrigo. There's not going to be a lot of names that we all know out there playing. A lot, right? But I'm excited. I am so excited. The joint practices next week with the Giants. Cannot wait to hear how they do, against somebody else. I'm stoked. So that should be good. All right. Some day 8 observations as far as Lions training camp goes. Couple of guys that I heard and again, talked to a couple of folks today. I get some texts daily from some people down there. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. has had a really good training camp, and today got rewarded. The rookie did, second round pick, by playing with the first team defense a lot of the day. He had an interception. It's his second of the camp. He's making plays, and boy, oh boy, what a difference this secondary is. What a difference a year makes with this secondary. Last year at this time, We're talking about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Brian Branch, and that was it. Cam Sutton had a decent first year with the team, but last year was trash. Now, with all the depth there, and Terrion Arnold and Rakestraw and Carlton Davis, who I saw an interview with Dan Miller did on Fox 2. Davis is a great leader and a good veteran to have on this team. We'll see if he's going to be worth $13 million a year, but regardless, the cornerback room you feel good about. And a guy like Ennis Rakestraw Jr. has played really well and had a good day again today. Other good news, Brian Branch back in pads and full participant in practice, coming off of that foot injury. This is the guy, man. If they're going to move him to safety, he could be a stud back there. I think he was a stud last year playing nickel corner as a rookie. But a healthy Brian Branch on August 1st, a week before the first preseason game, and getting regular reps in camp is a great sign. So great to have number 32 back out there with the team. Ben Johnson spoke this morning, and they asked him about the defense. And he said the one thing that is standing out for him as his team is going up, his offense is going up against the Lions defense, is that the Lions run defense is even better than it was last year. And that for 2 days straight, days 6 and 7, this was before today, with the pads on, he said they have not been able to run the football against the Lions front four. And again, a lot of that has been the play of Levi Onwuzurike, and I'm not going to laugh, I'm serious, and the linebackers. Derek Barnes is having a massive camp. And if you heard the interview yesterday on the ticket, on the morning show, with Costa and Jansen, interviewed Kelvin Shepard, the linebackers coach. First of all, Kelvin Shepard is going to be a head coach one day. I don't know where, I don't know when. That guy is a great talker and a damn good position coach. He's going to be a D coordinator one day and a head coach one day. But Kelvin Shepard was asked about some of the linebackers, and he said Derek Barnes is like a little brother to him. He has, mentored him the last few years. And he's like, Derek Barnes is coming on. He is going to be awesome this year. And loves and is so proud of what Derek Barnes is doing, because Derek Barnes is all over the field. He's playing the strong side. He's playing the weak side. He's playing the middle at times. So as they call it, the Sam, the Will, and the Mike linebackers. And he's putting his hand on the ground and playing some edge rusher. So he has stood out. So that I thought was some interesting commentary today from Ben Johnson about the run defense and Kelvin Shepard yesterday morning on the 97.1 The Ticket morning show. Today there was some issues. Today was the sloppiest camp day the team had. They had issues lining up for a field goal. And Dan Campbell stopped practice and called the team out. Huddled up everybody and said, this is not how it goes. Clean it up, and got on their asses a little bit. So a sloppy kind of, preparation for a field goal, which, oh, by the way, Jake Bates missed today. It's Thursday, August 1st, and the Lions still have not signed another kicker to compete with Bates. What does that tell you? They have a lot of confidence in this kid. They might still do it, but they didn't even put in a waiver claim on Riley Patterson. But that happened today, that Dan Campbell stopped practice to kind of get on the guys, which I thought was interesting. That's all I got for day 8 observations. One of the other observations is going to come up on our call of the day. So we're going to play that for you coming up next. The Lions will travel to New York over the weekend. They'll have joint practices Monday and Tuesday with the Giants in the swamps of New Jersey. You heard Ian Eagle talking about yesterday. Coming up next, call of the day right here on the Locked On Lions extravaganza. It's August, everybody. August 1st. Summer is flying by. Locked On Lions brought to you by FanDuel. We all love sports. We love them so much we don't want them to stop, right? But as the playoffs have now wound down, we have fewer games going on. Until tonight, folks, we got that Hall of Fame game. That's right. Caleb Superman Jesus Williams against the Texans. They're not going to play Caleb Williams. But regardless, the sports aren't sportsing like we want them to. But FanDuel lets you keep the sports going whenever you want. All you got to do is open up the app and dream up bets anytime you're in the mood. Tonight, football. Hall of Fame game on ESPN. You want to bet on the Texans and Bears preseason. go for it at FanDuel. FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com. Start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. All right, quickly, before we play our call of the day, I got to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a everydayer that needs to get a shout out. The great Nick Solomon, great golfer and golfing partner of the mayor of Troy, as I like to call him, Paul Dries. So Paulie D, love you, buddy. And his buddy Nick Solomon is a big Locked On Lions listener. Thanks, Nick, for making us your first listen every day right here on Locked On Lions. All right, let's do our call of the day, shall we? Go to speakpipe.com, speakpipe, PIPE.com/Dairy Podcast page, and leave your submissions on our voicemail. Today's call of the day, Jeff Anders. Thank you, Jeff. Let's hear what Jeff has to say.
Hey, Matt. Jeff Anders here from Hudson, Indiana. Everydayer, love the podcast. My question's about Hendon Hooker. I know Jared Goff is going to be the guy for the foreseeable future, but given Dan Campbell's history in New Orleans, given the fact that we've got a creative offensive coordinator, is there any possibility that the Lions would utilize Hendon Hooker in the same way that New Orleans utilizes Taysom Hill, and just throw in a few snaps here and there that he could do in meaningful gameplay that would just throw another wrinkle into this offense and make teams think twice about what they're going to do defensively against us? Love to hear what you think about it. Thanks. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you to Jeff Anders from the great state of Indiana calling in on our Speak Pipe. Great stuff, Jeff. Thank you so much for your support and your listener and viewership. Great question. First of all, Hendon Hooker threw another bad interception today at training camp. Again, kind of a broken play, but he threw a pick to the newly acquired linebacker Malik Jefferson. The way Taysom Hill is used in New Orleans, and I know Dan Campbell got a taste of it down there, is only because the Saints, the way Taysom Hill's been used over the last few years, because the Saints have had lousy quarterback play. Jameis, Derek Carr, it was almost like they had to gimmick it up and use the gadgets with Taysom Hill because they didn't have good quarterback play. Now with Hendon Hooker, is there going to be that possibility that maybe Ben Johnson gets ultra creative, as Jeff points out, and maybe on a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1, all of a sudden you see like Goff splitting out wide. Here comes Hendon Hooker under center or in the shotgun, and they're running some sort of wildcat. They're not running a play like that with Goff, okay? I could see something like that, but the usage that's as heavy as Taysom Hill, no. Remember last year, Lions went down to New Orleans, played the Saints, and Taysom Hill, what do you get, between 10 and 15 snaps at quarterback? He was back there a ton. It seemed like the Lions were constantly having to defend against the Wildcat and Taysom Hill running. I don't see Detroit doing that regularly with Hendon Hooker. Could it be a gadget play once a game? Could it be a gimmick play once every couple of weeks? I think that's in the cards, but the Lions want Jared Goff on the field. There's a reason they just paid him over $50 million a year, and he's the guy at the controls. If you start getting too cute, too fancy, somebody's going to get hurt. The Lions ground and pound you, man. The Lions are creative, but it still comes back to occasionally 12 personnel, a couple of tight ends, and running that football down your throat. And, we're going to find out about Jamison Williams, Ben Johnson, and a lot of great things to say about him again today, and how much, he's going to be on the field. It'll be a lot more than it was the previous couple of years. But I don't know if I see the Lions gimmicking it up with Hendon Hooker that way, but I think it could be something that once in a blue moon, all of a sudden he's out there and it's a wildcat on the 3rd and 2 or whatever it is, just to throw the defense off. But regularly like Hill in New Orleans, no, I don't necessarily see that. So, but look, There's plenty of things Ben Johnson does from a strategic and creative standpoint that you tip your cap and go, wow, this guy should be a head coach. I mean, he probably should be, but he's got unfinished business here in Detroit, which I think is very, very cool. And again, like NFL did their top 100, Lions have 5 players in the top 100. I mean, there's so much talent on this team. And I'll get into a little bit more of that tomorrow. There's no reason to get cute sometimes. All right, that'll do it for a Thursday edition of Locked On Lions. 1 week from tonight, we will do a post-game podcast. And yes, Jake Riepma will have the postcast on Locked On Detroit Sports, where he comes on live right after the game. Me, we do ours taped, and I'll wait for some commentary from Dan Campbell post-game, and then we'll come on and we'll do our taped show. But week from tonight, we'll do a little post-game after the Lions and the Giants. So excited about that. Jason Ross on Monday. Check out Ian Eagle in case you missed him from yesterday, and thanks for making us your first listen. Right here on Locked On Lions, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network on a Thursday edition. Back again tomorrow.